Welcome to my tarot card reading for January 2019. And this is Manu Tarot. Let's start immediately with this general reading of worldwide events, political, social, financial, economical events. Okay? Remember, general reading to get an idea of what is going to happen, if we can call it like that, or have an idea of how things are going to evolve. We have here Obara, Ejio Oko. We have the Two of Wands, Mars, Aries, the Tower, Aries, Scorpio, Mars, Capricorn, and the rest of the reading. Okay, and the rest of the reading is here. Remember that my my weeks are a little bit different and it has a purpose. So for example, this represents the first week and represents January 1st to January 8th. The 8th day is here because it's a day that is transitioning to the second week. So the 8th day is also here. Okay, the 8th to the 16th, and then the 16th, and keep going like that. Okay, this is just to show that there's a day where things are mixed and it's transitioning. Okay, it's like the ocean and the river, that particular point where the river meets the ocean. That kind of concept where things are mixed, and that's why I do 8 days for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Okay, let's start immediately. We have here Obara, Ejio, and then we have this one here, the Page of Swords. This is signaling issues in borders. The borders, I think that's, I'm sorry, my mind is thinking in Spanish and English at the same time. So we're going to see militarization of the borders is becoming more and more normal. We're going to see that protection of borders. Each country is going to start protecting their borders. That's what we're going to start seeing. Okay, that kind of movement we're going to expect during this time. We have these two, okay, with these other two. So we are going to expect news related with war, if we can call it like that, more invasions, more attacks. When I mention attacks, is bombs being dropped and things like that in villages, countries, like more of the same, but it's going to intensify during this month. Okay, we are going to start seeing countries that are going to challenge each other. I don't know if that's the right word, or threat each other. We're going to see quarrels, arguments among countries, among powers, if we can call it like that. I won't be surprised if there is a clash in Parliament, Senate, Congress. It's like a clash where people are political figures are fighting, arguing. It's a heated argument regarding, obviously, laws, bills, and other issues that involve politics and finances. Okay, it could be bills, like I said, laws, but I won't be surprised if suddenly there's also a physical altercation You know, if this debate transcends to the punches and slapping and all that kind of stuff, okay? I won't be surprised if it happens because of what is going on here. Sorry. We have these three, these two, and this one. Changes, geopolitical changes are going to be even stronger during this month. We're going to start seeing changes in allies. Okay? We're going to start seeing that during this month. Okay? There's going to be changes, but I'm going to keep going because otherwise I'm going to tell the whole story. We have here, down here, we have the first week. Quarrels, arguments, fights, invasions, fights, wars, anything along that line. The week starts like that, the year starts like that. So don't be surprised if January 1st you wake up to hear the news that there was bombs being dropped, mobilization of military fight, attacks, or news of war. Okay? Don't be surprised if that happens. And that event during the first week of January is going to create changes, and we have to pay attention. I already mentioned it, but we have to pay attention which changes are those. By the second week, we're going to start seeing the changes. The transformation is going to start happening. New laws are going to be, new laws, new treaties, etc., are going to be discussed. They're probably going to be enacted, approved, whatever you want to use. And by the third week, we have countries making decisions. Okay, they made up their mind, they know what they're going to do, and they are ready for whatever is the decision that they have decided they're going to take. Okay, by the last week of the month, we have the King of Swords. Again, is letting us know that the nations around the world are clear where they're standing. They're clear about the events, how everything is moving, the direction that everything's taking. They're very clear about it. They are decided on what they're going to do. Okay. With that in mind, let's add a little bit of information. We have here decisions that are going to be taken or have been taken, and this decision includes changes and transformation. That's where I was talking about changes in allies, changes in laws. We're talking about currency wars as well. We're talking about problems related with allies. We're talking about trade. That is a trade war, and we're going to start seeing shifting here. A lot of shifts, a lot of geopolitical changes are going to start happening. A lot of reorganization. We are going to start seeing a change in the country's idiosyncrasy, personality, whichever you want to call it, is going to take a little bit more aggressive way. In other words, like I said, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, the rise of nationalism, totalitarianism. I already mentioned that. I think it was 2016. Don't remember which month, but I know that I mentioned it several times in 2016, I believe. So we're going to see that again. That is going to be emphasized this month. Yes. on a vertical line, here and here, we're going to see decisions that are going to be made or taken that creates confrontations, fights, quarrels, arguments, and even could be it could raise a red flag for a possible war. Okay, that's the tone that is coming from the tarot cards. Okay, now horizontally we have the Judgment card with the King of Swords. So we are seeing here changes and transformation in perception, in attitudes toward a country or several countries. It could be either way. It could be one country towards several countries, or several countries to one country. It can play either way. Okay. This I call the existential vortex. The existential vortex is all about loss. These decisions that are going to be made, these changes that are going to happen, these shifts, these geopolitical shifts, these wars, currency war, trade war, etc., etc., are going to push the world into a direction where there are going to be losses. I'm going to be very general. There are going to be losses, and they're going to lament, they're going to grieve that loss, like something big and famous and powerful technically has come to an end and has collapsed, and they're grieving that. Okay, I'm gonna be like that and think that I'm quite clear with the insinuations here. So we're talking about this. So that's the dynamic that we're going to start seeing during this month. There are going to be losses, in other words. So in other words, if the Brexit happens, there's going to be losses. There's going to be losses. And it's also going to create confrontations, wars, fights, and blah, blah, blah among the citizens, among politicians, and among countries, nations. The same thing in the United States and any other country. Whatever it is, the decision that is taken regarding whatever is the law or laws is going to create confrontation. There's going to be friction, okay? Friction among nations. And obviously, the decisions that are going to be made affect some way, somehow. We have the trilogy, which I call it like that, and we're going to start seeing new pacts that emerge. These new pacts or even loans are for weapons, defense. So we're going to start seeing a shifting on nations that will depend on someone else to help them out with defense. And yes, that's been already happening, but during this month it's going to become more obvious, it's going to be more open, and it's going to start finally happening. Okay, that's what the tarot cards here are talking about. That's what they're referring to. By the third week, also, I won't be surprised if there is another shooting involving a school. Okay, I won't be surprised if that happens, and I won't be surprised if it happens in the United States or if it happens in any other country where school children are involved in some kind of it doesn't have to be a massacre, but in a situation where there is some kind of attack, could involve a knife, whatever it is, but You get the point, right? I won't be surprised if it happens during the third week of January. Okay. Health-wise, it means dryness of the lungs, of the upper respiratory tracts, mainly upper but lower as well tract. Dryness. When I say dryness, that means that there's going to be a lot of sickness related with the air. Air is like a dust, so we have that affecting and drying the respiratory tracts. Infections involving the respiratory tracts, a lot of them, quite significant, and it's related with I don't know if it is a powder or a cloud, but it's something along that line that triggers this dryness. Okay. Let me see what else I can say. I think that I technically cover everything. Socially, what we're going to see is it's going to be a very strong month, socially speaking. Fights, arguments, very heated. Either marches, they're going to be very heated. Violence, okay? They're going to start changing their tone, okay? Nothing new, okay? But the year starts like that. Oh, and we have to pay attention, close attention to Indonesia. And on top of that, there are going to be 6 major players, meaning countries, in the world during this month, okay? And we could say six countries or 6 politicians are going to be like the center of attention in the world. Considering this and this, I would say that I won't be surprised if there is an earthquake happening during this month, okay? I won't be surprised if the earthquake happens I'm sorry, or on the first week or the third week of January, okay? I didn't mention that on the Spanish version. And I believe that will be all for January 2019. Until the next one.